Basic anatomy, organ-specific studies, heart, anatomy of the chambers of the heart, atria and ventricles, valves, and electrical conduction system. Lungs, the lobes of the lungs, bronchi, alveoli. Brain, parts such as the cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem, and ventricles of the brain. Organ-specific studies in the context of anatomy is an in-depth and focused approach to understanding the structure and function of specific organs in the human body. Rather than studying the body as a whole or systemically, such as the cardiovascular or musculoskeletal systems, organ-specific studies focus on each organ individually to explore various aspects of its anatomy, physiology, and interactions with other organs in the context of the body as a whole. This approach is essential in medical education and other medical fields because each organ has unique characteristics, functions, and roles that are crucial in maintaining the body's balance. Purpose of organ-specific study. 1. Understand the anatomical structure of organs in detail. To know the structural composition of organs, both in terms of tissues, e.g. epithelial tissue, muscles, nerves, and blood vessels that supply the organ. 2. To study the function and role of organs in the body. Each organ has a unique role, and the study of specific organs helps in understanding how the organ contributes to the overall function of the body. 3. Clinical application. A thorough understanding of a particular organ is necessary for the diagnosis, treatment, and medical procedures such as surgery or treatment of diseases involving that organ. 4. Treatment of specific organ diseases. Identifying and treating disorders or diseases that occur in specific organs requires a good understanding of the anatomy and physiology of that organ. Examples of organs studied in specific organ studies. Here are some of the major organs in the human body that are studied in detail in specific organ studies. 1. Heart, cardiovascular system. The heart is the main organ in the cardiovascular system that is responsible for pumping blood throughout the body. Anatomy of the heart. The heart consists of 4 main chambers, 2 atria and 2 ventricles. The structure of the heart also includes the heart valves, such as the tricuspid, mitral, pulmonary, and aortic valves, and the great blood vessels, aorta, vena cava. Pulmonary artery. Function. Pumps blood throughout the body to distribute oxygen and nutrients to the tissues, and returns waste products to the excretory organs such as the kidneys. Common diseases. Myocardial infarction, heart attack, arrhythmia, irregular heart rhythm, heart failure, hypertension. Clinical studies. Use of electrocardiogram, ECG, to check the electrical activity of the heart. Echocardiogram examination to see the structure of the heart and other medical imaging techniques. 2. Lungs, respiratory system. The lungs are the main organs in the respiratory system responsible for the exchange of gases between oxygen and carbon dioxide. Lung anatomy. The lungs consist of two main parts, the right and left lungs, which are divided into lobes. The left lung has 2 lobes, while the right lung has 3 lobes. Each lung consists of bronchi, bronchioles, and alveoli, where gas exchange occurs. Function: filters oxygen from the air and removes carbon dioxide from the blood. This process occurs in the alveoli, where gas diffusion takes place. Common diseases: asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, lung cancer. Clinical studies. Examination using pulmonary function tests, spirometry, chest X-rays, and CT scans to see the structure and health of the lungs. 3. Kidneys. Urinary system. The kidneys are the main organs in the excretory system responsible for filtering the blood and producing urine. Kidney anatomy. The kidneys consist of the renal cortex, renal medulla, and a tubular system that functions to filter blood. The kidneys also have nephrons that are responsible for the filtration and reabsorption processes. Function: filtering waste products from the blood, regulating the body's water and electrolyte balance, and regulating blood pressure through the hormone renin. Common diseases: kidney failure, kidney stones, urinary tract infections, UTIs, glomerulonephritis. Clinical studies: kidney function tests, such as blood creatinine and urea, kidney ultrasound, and urine volume monitoring to identify abnormalities in the kidneys. 4. Liver, digestive system and metabolism. The liver is an organ involved in metabolism, detoxification, energy storage, and bile production to aid in the digestion of fats. Liver anatomy. The liver is divided into left and right lobes, and has liver cells, hepatocytes, that function in protein production and substance metabolism. Function: produces bile, filters toxins from the blood, stores glycogen, metabolizes fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, and produces blood clotting factors. Common diseases: hepatitis, cirrhosis, liver cancer, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. Clinical studies: liver function tests, such as ALT, AST, bilirubin, liver ultrasound, liver biopsy to detect inflammation or liver damage. 5. Brain, nervous system. The brain is the central organ in the nervous system that regulates most body functions, including cognition, motor skills, and regulation of other organ systems. Brain anatomy. The brain consists of several main parts such as the cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem, and limbic system, which plays a role in emotions and memory. Function: controls body movements, processes sensory information, regulates behavior, emotions, and cognition. Common diseases: stroke, epilepsy, Alzheimer's disease, multiple sclerosis, brain tumors. Clinical studies: neurological examination, brain imaging with CT scan or MRI, and cognitive function tests. 6. Intestine, digestive system. The intestine is part of the digestive system that functions to absorb nutrients and eliminate digestive waste. Intestinal anatomy. The intestine is divided into two main parts: the small intestine, duodenum, jejunum, ileum, and the large intestine, colon, rectum. The small intestine is responsible for digestion and absorption of nutrients, while the large intestine absorbs water and electrolytes and forms stool. Function: digesting food and absorbing nutrients, and forming and excreting waste as feces. Common diseases: Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, colon cancer, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Clinical studies: endoscopic examination, colonoscopy, blood tests to detect anemia or infection, and imaging of the intestines with CT scans or MRI. Organ-specific study methods. 1. Anatomical dissection. Dissection is performed to study the physical structure of an organ directly. This allows an understanding of the position, relationships, and internal structure of the organ. 2. Medical imaging. Techniques such as CT scans, MRI, ultrasound, USG, and X-rays are used to depict the structure of an organ in a non-invasive way. 3. Functional tests. Laboratory and clinical tests are performed to assess how an organ is working, such as liver function tests, kidney function tests, or an electrocardiogram, ECG, for the heart. 4. Physical examination. Physical examination involves palpation, touching, and auscultation, listening to sounds of organs, such as the heart or lungs, to detect abnormalities or disease. Conclusion: organ-specific study is an in-depth approach to studying the anatomy, physiology, and function of specific organs in the human body. It is important in medical education and medical practice because it allows for a better understanding of the role of individual organs in the body, as well as the diagnosis and treatment of medical conditions related to those organs.